This upcoming Monday, August 15th, 2022, R. Kelly's federal trial in Chicago will begin. And I'm not as nervous as I was last year for the New York trial. I was real nervous, but I kept a optimistic outlook. But I always secretly felt like that legal team in New York was not prepared. And I was right. But this time, I don't have that same nervousness. I think he has a better shot in Chicago than he did in New York. And the reason being is because there are more lawyers on deck. So there's more hands to help. And all of the lawyers, in this case in Chicago, have a lot of federal experience. So they have been working together to expose the corruption of the federal government, the criminality of the federal government, the sneakiness of the federal government, the shadiness of the federal government, and especially the criminality of Miss Angel Krull, Prosecutor Angel Krull, who was supposed to be the lead prosecutor for this Chicago federal trial, but they secretly and quietly moved her out the state, and now she's in Connecticut. They really are going above and beyond. When I say they, I mean the federal government are going above and beyond to cover up her crimes. This woman created a fake email with the username Demetrius Slovinsky. And she created a fake email account, Pied Piper 312, to communicate with Jim DeRogatis, a man who hates R. Kelly, who has spent decades bashing R. Kelly and, writing books and profiting from bashing R. Kelly. But he hasn't written a book yet about a white man who has been accused of sexual misconduct. His only focus has been R. Kelly. That's who Miss Krull decided to reach out to first, because they say she sent the initial message to Jim DeRogatis, and they have secret emails and secret conversations that have not been given to the defense. The feds say they gave what they had to give and they're not going to give anything else. But I say everything should be exposed. Miss Krull clearly was doing stuff that was underhanded, or else she wouldn't have been moved to another district, because she didn't even withdraw. She didn't withdraw from the Chicago case. They just moved her. And they say, she had a family member that was sick with cancer. So where's her formal letter withdrawing if that's the case? No, they knew that she committed some crimes and she was going to fuck the case up for them. So they sent her to Connecticut. But I'm glad that McDavid's lawyers have been on it, and they're saying, hey, we're not letting this go. You're going to produce her for trial. We want her here in the courtroom to testify as to why she had those fake emails. Why did she come up with the name Demetrius Slovinsky and Pied Piper 312? And why the hell was she meeting with Rashana Landfair in the middle of the night? Secret locations that were not documented. She documented every other conversation she had with other witnesses, but she didn't document these situations with Rashana Landfair. McDavid's attorneys want her to take the stand. And they're saying, we sent a subpoena, make sure she flies in. She needs to answer for her misconduct. Why the hell was she meeting with Rashana Landfair secretly and not documenting it? Why did she have Rashana Landfair saved in her phone as Boss Baby? Why was she using a phone separate from her work phone to contact Roshana? What the fuck is going on? Was she having a sexual relationship with Roshana on the low? I won't be surprised if that came out next. Because I want to know how we saw Angel Krull's name as the lead prosecutor on the paperwork. Then all of a sudden, she was just gone. And they just brought in an entire new team and didn't explain nothing. How is that allowed? How is that allowed? The federal government is disgusting. The federal government does not want to bring in the prosecutor to testify. But if they don't, it'll be used for appeal in case they get convicted. The federal government cannot be allowed to get away with this type of corruption. They're trying to hide the criminal conduct of their witnesses. They got Lisa Van Allen, baby daddy, coming in to testify. Mr. Yul Brown, who is a known extortionist and a known scammer and a known thief. He's coming in to testify against R. Kelly. Every single person they got to testify against R. Kelly is a fucking criminal. These are not upstanding citizens. These are not upstanding citizens. I guess the government relates to criminals because they are criminals. I want to know why the government is protecting Miss Krull. What did she do that could fuck that case up against R. Kelly, McDavid, and Brown? What did she do? Was she having sex with Roshana? Why did it just move out the state into another district in the middle of the night? Why they don't want her to testify? Why they don't want her to write an affidavit saying why she did all the things that she did? Why? This is unbelievable, y'all. And in addition to Miss Krull, you have Agent Molina, who was transferred and given a promotion out in another district. So you have two people, the lead prosecutor and the lead Homeland Security agent who investigated this whole entire case, who are not going to be a part of this trial. How can the lead investigator for the Homeland Security, who brought the charges and who came to the grand jury and testified at the grand jury about the stuff that she found on R. Kelly and the so-called evidence that they have, how come Miss Molina is not going to be subpoenaed and they say, oh, we don't need her? How you don't need her? She just got transferred out last year. She was a big part of this investigation. What did Molina do that the government is trying to protect the defense from exposing? Why don't they want Agent Molina on that stand? We know Agent Molina was communicating with Roshana. We know that Roshana did not want to testify until she got in contact with Miss Krull and Miss Molina. And they paid special attention to Roshana. I won't be surprised if they secretly gave Roshana a duffel bag full of cash to testify. They probably told her, look, you got a baby coming. We gonna get some money to you. We gonna get about $1 million to you if you come up and you help us. You're in bankruptcy, your entire family in bankruptcy. You're gonna need some money for this baby. You need to help us bring down R. Kelly. You don't think the government is capable of that? We're dealing with people that orchestrated the terrorist attacks against the United States on 9/11. The federal government is evil. If they can stage an attack, if they can hire Osama bin Laden to blow up the towers, they damn sure can pay off Roshana Landfair a couple of $1 million to make sure that she shows up to trial to tell her lies about R. Kelly. Valerie Landfair will be testifying as well. She'll be testifying that McDavid scared her. She thought she was going to get killed. Her and her husband thought they were going to get killed if they didn't testify, if they testified against R. Kelly. But what they will fail to explain is why Mr. Greg Landfair still worked with R. Kelly after the trial, while the son, Roshana's brother, was still hanging out with R. Kelly in 2017, while Roshana was still around all this time after the trial. They're not going to be able to explain that away, because if I'm afraid of somebody, I'm going to hide from them. I'm not going to be at their concerts singing along. I wish, I wish, I wish. And suddenly I feel like I want to break loose, jump in my six and come and see you. You're just singing along at the concerts and you're afraid of the man? Wow. Wow. I'm telling you guys, either Roshana was having sex with Agent Melina and the prosecutor, Miss Angel Krull, or they gave her some money under the table in a duffel bag in the middle of the night for her to testify against R. Kelly. Because Roshana ain't never said shit. And she wasn't going to say shit. They don't care about them other chicks they got. Them other chicks that they got are not important compared to Roshana. Roshana is their star witness. And they're hinging this entire case on Roshana and her unfit, nasty, stink mama, Valerie Landfair. And y'all know how I feel about Valerie Landfair. I think Valerie Landfair is a bitch. I think Valerie Landfair is a whore. And I think she's a disgusting individual, and she never should have had children, because clearly, let's say everything they say about R. Kelly is true. Let's say R. Kelly was on the table with that girl when she was younger. Then where the fuck were you, bitch, when your daughter was getting fucked? Where the fuck were you? How was she able to be away from your eyesight long enough to make hundreds of tapes with R. Kelly? How was she able to be like what y'all say? That's what they're going to say. They're going to say that they had sex hundreds of times and every time was filmed. That's what they're going to say. Where were you, bitch? The Landfairs are disgusting. They're liars. They'll say anything the federal government tells them to say to keep out of trouble and also to get paid. The federal government pays their informants well. McDavid's lawyers did a great job of exposing the fact and getting the government to expose the fact that all of the videos are altered. Every single video is altered, you guys. It's no original videos. We don't know what they enhanced. The feds have all kind of technology. They could have changed stuff around. They're trying to convict R. Kelly off some fake tapes, y'all. Of some deep fake tapes. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I keep praying for him. I don't know what's going to happen. If we have a fair jury, it's a possibility that he can get a mistrial or at least acquitted on some of the counts or an outright acquittal. But I don't think we're going to have a fair jury. I think the jury is going to be bought and paid for. And we might be looking at another guilty verdict. But if we get another guilty verdict, we'll handle everything in appeals court because so much corruption has happened, especially in this case with Miss Krull, you know, Miss Krull. There's something strange going on. Something strange going on with Miss Krull and Miss Molina. How they were just shipped off in the middle of the night. And none of these women are going to testify at trial. The government says there's no need for them to be involved, even though they had a huge role in the investigation and the filing of indictments. The government says that no need for them to be involved. So we'll see what happens and how the judge rules on these motions that McDavid's attorneys put in. They're doing an excellent job. R. Kelly finally has some legal help, y'all. We finally have some legal help in this case. Every attorney is working, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, free R. Kelly, free R. Kelly, free R. Kelly. Fuck you, Valerie Ladfair. Fuck everybody who don't like R. Kelly.